Have you ever felt like giving up? Like every door keeps closing in your face? Many have felt this way. Perhaps you tried to build something great, but it always fell apart. Maybe you faced 100 rejections, each one a painful blow. Or maybe you are there right now, completely tired, feeling beaten, and wondering if it's all for nothing. If you think the world is telling you to stop, then this story is for you. Once, there was a man who failed 127 times. But after all those failures, he found success. And that one success changed his life and the lives of millions. Stay with me until the end. This story might be exactly what you need to keep going. In a small apartment in a busy city lived Daniel Chen. He was 32 years old and an inventor. Daniel did not come from a rich family. He had no powerful friends or a fancy education. But he had a dream. He dreamed of making something to help people. For 5 years, Daniel worked on a device to clean water. He wanted it to be simple, cheap, and able to help towns that had no clean water. A device that could save lives. But Daniel kept running into one big problem. He kept failing. Every single version he made broke. Every time he asked for money, he was told no. Every door he knocked on stayed shut. His apartment walls were covered with letters telling him __, quote _, 0 __. 23 different companies rejected him. 14 investors said his idea was not practical. 5 builders told him it could not be done. And his water cleaner failed its tests 49 times. When people asked, quote, 1, he would smile, even though he didn't feel like it. He would say, getting closer. But deep inside, he felt lost in doubt. His older brother, who was a successful accountant, would visit. He would say, Daniel, you have tried for 5 years. Maybe it's time to get a real job. You are 32. You have no money saved, no career, just failed experiments. His mother worried about him. She would softly say, maybe you should look for jobs at companies. Use your engineering degree the proper way. Even his girlfriend of 3 years had left him 6 months ago. She said, I cannot watch you hurt yourself anymore with this dream that cannot come true. Daniel sat alone in his apartment every night. Broken devices and rejection letters surrounded him. The weight of failing pushed down on him like something real. He whispered to himself, maybe they are right. Maybe I am just crazy. But each time he thought about quitting, he remembered a news story. It was about a village where children died from drinking bad water. That memory would light a fire inside him, and he would try again. One more device, one more talk, one more try. Failure number 98, 99, 100. On a cold Tuesday morning in November, Daniel opened his computer. He looked at his bank account. He only had $247 left. 5 years of saving money were gone. He had enough money for just 1 month's rent. No job, no hope. And that morning, he had just gotten his 127th rejection. This was from the last investor on his list. The email was kind, but it crushed him. It said, __, quote _, 7 __. Daniel slowly closed his computer. He looked around his apartment. 5 years of his life were in that small room. It was full of broken dreams and failed tries. He stood up. He walked to his work table. He picked up the 127th device he had made. He held it in his hands. This item that had taken up all his grown-up life. And for the first time, he felt only extreme tiredness. Quote 8, quote, he whispered. quote, 9, quote. He put the device in a box. He taped it shut. On top, he wrote, quote, 10, quote. That afternoon, Daniel wrote his resume for the first time in 5 years. He applied for 3 engineering jobs. These were at companies he had once said he would never work for. Safe jobs. Boring jobs. But jobs that would pay the rent. He felt something inside him die. Not with a big noise, but quietly, like a candle burning out. That evening, there was a knock at his door. It was Mr. Park. He was an old Korean man who owned the small electronics repair shop downstairs. Daniel had sometimes helped him fix things, so they had become friends. Mr. Park stood in the doorway holding a small package. He said. But then he saw Daniel's face, the empty look in his eyes. "Come downstairs," Mr. Park said softly. "Have some tea with me." Daniel almost said no, but something in the old man's voice made him follow. Mr. Park's shop smelled like metal and old books. The walls were covered with fixed electronics and pictures from his life in Korea. He poured 2 cups of tea. He sat across from Daniel. "You look like someone who has given up," Mr. Park said calmly. Daniel laughed, a bitter sound. "You look like someone who has given up. Is it that obvious?" "I have seen that look before," Mr. Park answered. "I wore it myself many years ago." He then stood up and walked to a small plant in the corner. It was a bamboo shoot in a simple pot. "Daniel, do you know about Chinese bamboo?" Daniel shook his head. Mr. Park touched the plant gently. "When you plant Chinese bamboo, something amazing happens. You water it every day. You care for it. You give it sunlight. But for the first year, nothing happens. No growth, just soil." He paused, letting the words become clear. The second year, still nothing. You keep watering, keep caring, but the bamboo stays hidden. Third year, fourth year, it is the same. 5 years pass and you have nothing to show for your hard work, just dirt and roots you cannot see. Mr. Park looked right at Daniel. But in the 5th year, something truly wonderful happens. The bamboo shoots up. In 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now, Daniel, let me ask you, did the bamboo grow 90 feet in 6 weeks? Or did it grow 90 feet in 5 years? Daniel opened his mouth to speak, then stopped. "It grew in 5 years, Mr. Park went on. Those 5 years when nothing could be seen, the bamboo was building a root system, so strong, so deep, so wide, that when it was ready, nothing could stop its growth." He sat back down and looked at Daniel. His eyes had seen many years of hard times. "You think you have been failing for 5 years, but I do not see failure. I see roots growing. Every broken try taught you what does not work. Every closed door taught you to be strong. Every person who said no taught you to make your idea better. You were not failing. You were building a base so strong that when good things come, they will be unstoppable." Mr. Park leaned forward. "Here is what I learned after 40 years in business. Success is not about missing failure. Success is about not letting failure be the end." He put his hand on Daniel's shoulder. __quote _ 28 __. Thomas Edison tried 10,000 times before making the light bulb. Colonel Sanders was told no 1,009 times before someone liked his chicken recipe. J.K. Rowling was told no by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became famous. They all had one thing in common. They tried one more time when everyone told them to stop. Daniel sat quietly, feeling something new inside him. Not hope. It was deeper than hope. It was a firm decision. Underscore, underscore, quote, underscore, 29, underscore, underscore, he whispered. Daniel walked back to his apartment that night with tears in his eyes. Not tears of giving up, but tears of wanting to win. He opened the box he had closed earlier. Prototype 127, his last version. Quote 30, quote, he said out loud. Quote 31, quote. But this time, something was different. Daniel was not working because he was in trouble. He was working because he had learned. 5 years of things not working had taught him things no book could. He knew exactly which materials would not work, which designs had big problems, which ways of making things cost too much. Every time something failed, it was a lesson. And now those lessons came together like parts of a puzzle. At 3 a.m. on a Thursday, 3 weeks after talking with Mr. Park, Daniel made a small change to the water filter part. It was a tiny change, almost hidden. It came from a try that failed 2 years ago. He ran the test. The machine worked. He ran it again. It worked. He ran it 15 more times. It worked every single time. Daniel sat on the floor of his apartment, holding the machine in his shaking hands, and cried. 5 years. 127 times things did not work. Many people saying no, friends lost, money gone. And finally, it worked. He sent a video to one last person who might give money. Someone he had talked to a year ago, who was nice but not interested. This time, the answer came in 48 hours. Underscore, underscore, quote, underscore, 32, underscore, underscore. That meeting led to money. That money led to making the machines. That making led to sharing them. 18 months later, Daniel's water cleaning machine was being used in 47 countries. It had given clean water to more than 2 million people. The company was worth $120 million. But when news people asked Daniel about his fast success, he would smile and say, "It took me 5 years and 127 failures to become a fast success." Daniel visited Mr. Park's shop with a gift, a picture in a frame of a village in Kenya where his machines were saving lives, and a note written by hand. Mr. Park hung it on his wall and simply said, "My friend, Daniel's story is not just about making a water cleaner. It is about you. It is about every person who has tried and failed." Target language, English. Source language, English. Every person has heard no so often that they started to believe it. Many people stand right at the edge of giving up. Here's what you need to understand. First, failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every no helps you get ready for the yes that is coming. Every problem teaches you something important. You are not failing. You are learning in a way most people will never try. Second, the bamboo does not grow for 5 years and then suddenly appear. It is growing the whole time. You just cannot see it. Your hard work is not wasted. Your efforts are not hidden. You are building strong roots. And when your big moment arrives, it will be impossible to stop because your base is so strong. Third, the only true failure is stopping before your big moment. You have no idea how close you are. Daniel was just one idea away from success after 127 failures. What if he had stopped at 126? What if he had stopped at 100? Every person who made it big did so because they tried just one more time when it seemed impossible. So here is what I want you to do. If you are facing failure right now, if you are tired, if you are thinking about stopping, I want you to ask yourself one question. What if my big moment is just one more try away? Not 10 tries, not 100, just one more. Choose to try one more time. Make your plan better with what you have learned. Use the lessons from your problems and take one more step forward. Because the difference between people who make it and people who do not is not skill. It is not good luck. It is not who you know. It is about never giving up. It is about saying no to letting failure be the end. You are closer than you think. Your bamboo is growing roots. Your big moment is growing in secret places. Do not stop before the miracle happens. If this story helped you remember why you started, if it gave you the power to try one more time, give this video a like and share it with someone who is about to give up. Let them know they are not alone. Tell me in the comments how many times have you failed at something you refuse to quit. Let us cheer for never giving up together. Let us show that the only real failure is quitting. I will be back with another story to help you on your way. Until then, remember this. Every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit. Every success story is just a failure story that did not end yet. Your big moment is coming. Do not stop now.